The Dalek gunstick, also known as a radiation gun, a gun rod, an exterminator, a blast gun, a neutralizer, a beam distributor, or more simply just a Dalek gun, has had several distinct design iterations over the many years of Doctor Who's history. The first version of the Dalek gunstick was used for the Dalek stories of the early to mid-1960s and had a complex segmented design with 8 prongs surrounding several disc-shaped attachments on the gun barrel. The barrel contained an internal mechanism that deployed from inside the gunstick whenever the Dalek fired, a feature that was standard for all Dalek guns in the 1960s and 1970s. The short, complex gunstick design from the early 60s was streamlined when the Daleks appeared in The Power of the Daleks. As the intricate internal discs were removed, the gun barrel was lengthened and the prongs protruded further out from the barrel, creating the iconic design for the Dalek gunstick that was later used in New Who. Death to the Daleks introduced an interesting substitute variant of the gunstick that fired bullets instead of energy beams, made using parts of a Beretta M38, giving it a distinctive and menacing look. The standard version of the gunstick had several variations in colour and material composition throughout classic Who, but the basic design itself remained largely unchanged apart from the fact that the protruding internal mechanism was phased out during the 1980s. In earlier episodes, the mechanism would unfurl as the Dalek gun fired, almost like opening flower petals, but during the 80s this effect was reduced until it was eventually eliminated altogether. The gunsticks were also made shorter in later classic Who Dalek stories, bringing them closer in length to the original gunsticks from the 60s. When the Daleks returned to screens in New Who, the design of the Dalek gunstick basically carried on from where classic Who left off, streamlining the design as part of the updated look for the Daleks but staying true to the basic shape that had been used before. The Paradigm Daleks that debuted in 2010's Victory of the Daleks had a surprising redesign of the gunstick, increasing the length of the weapon to match the Dalek's manipulator arm and giving it a tapered end with added detailing around the gun barrel that is reminiscent of the earliest gunstick designs from the 60s. New Who also introduced several variants of Dalek gunstick with altered designs. The Cult of Skaro used specially built Dalek Tommy guns featuring a slightly different variant of Dalek gunstick, and the Dalek executioners from Eve of the Daleks wield a fearsome Gatling gun version of the gunstick, featuring many barrels that rotate as the gunstick fires. There are several other designs of Dalek gunstick that feature in Doctor Who comics and audio stories, but as far as the TV series goes, that basically sums up the design history of the Dalek's primary weapon. What do you think? It's interesting, isn't it, that over 60 years of constant design changes and iterations of the Dalek casing, the gunstick hasn't really changed all that much since the 1970s. Do you think we'll see a new Dalek gunstick design in the future? Let me know in the comments below.
Don't forget to click below to subscribe to
Dalek Bumps.